Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. There's an article in the Business Insider. It came out like a year or two ago, but it's still very relevant today. And it's basically saying the average American worker takes less vacation time than a medieval peasant. What the article goes into, and I'll touch on it, is people that are overworked are less productive. They've done study after study. People that get more vacation time, like in Germany, which is one of the more productive countries on the planet, has like some of the most vacation time of any country in Europe. The European countries have a lot of vacation time. The Greek economy, which is not going well, at least at the time when this was written, they get less vacation time. And we've talked about this a lot on this show. The American worker, as people are working longer hours than they've ever gotten, and this just validates that. People are in the gig economy doing 2-3 jobs, no health benefits, no retirement, no nothing. And they're just barely getting by. I'm going to read you something very interesting. Why in medieval times people got holidays and stuff like that. Right? The church, mindful on how to keep a population from rebelling, enforced frequent mandatory holidays. Weddings, wakes, and births might mean a week off to celebrate. And when wandering jugglers or sporting events came to town, the peasant expected time off for entertainment. There were labor-free Sundays, and when the plowing and harvesting seasons were over, the peasant got time to rest too. Because capitalism hadn't become that evil yet when we had peasants and serfs. It wasn't as evil as it is now. Economist Julia Chor found that during periods of particularly high wages, such as 14th century England, peasants might put in no more than 150 days a year. As for the modern American worker, after a year on the job, she gets an average of 8 vacation days annually. 8. I've been to Australia many times. There's Australians I know that watch the show. And Australia's gone on holiday for like a month. And I come to visit Australia and be like, oh, I'm only in town for 10 days or 2 weeks. I'd be like, oh, wow, what a short trip. What are you doing? I don't know. I know very few Americans that have gone on a vacation for a month. Unless they're just exorbitantly wealthy. And it's drilled into our heads to just work to the bone, work to the bone, work to the bone. That actually started during the labor riots of the 30s. And when people were like, hey, people are dying on the job, there's not safety, there's not wages, there's none of this. And the corporate state back in the 30s was like, well, it's noble to die and give work your whole life for the job, or a company man, right? That was a marketing term that they came up with. Give everything to the company. The company doesn't give a shit about you. You're just a cog in the machine. Medieval times understood had been. Oh. John Maynard Keynes, one of the founders of modern economics, made a famous prediction that by 2030, advanced societies would be wealthy enough that leisure time, rather than work, would characterize national lifestyle. So far, that forecast is not looking good. What happened? Some cite the victory of the modern 8-hour day, the 40-hour workweek, over the punishing 70 or 80 hours of the 19th century. Shouldn't that be proof that things are going in the right way or the right direction for the worker? Shor's examination of work patterns reveals that the 19th century was an aberration in the history of human labor. When workers fought for the 8-hour workday, they weren't trying to get something radical and new, but rather to restore what their ancestors had enjoyed before industrial capitalists and the electric light bulb came on the scene. Well, that's some new piece of information I don't know that I had. Huh. In addition to relaxing during long holidays, the medieval peasant took his sweet time eating meals, and the day often included time for an afternoon snooze. They've done studies about naps. Naps help your brain acuity, you're more alert, you're more focused, memory when you take a nap during the day. Churchill knew this. In the height of World War II, Nazis were bombing London. He would take a 30-minute siesta every day. Taking naps? What are you, lazy? You get to nap your day away. Oh, what do we do in America? Get up, work, caffeine through the day, come home, booze at night, pills to sleep because we're all stressed out and we can't shut our brains off. It's crazy. American workers vacation the least. American workers have the highest number of unused vacation days. Because being a workaholic is it's a noble thing in this country. Study after study showed that overworking reduces productivity. On the other hand, performances increase after vacation, and workers come back with restored energy and focus. The longer the vacation, the more relaxed and energized people feel upon returning to the office. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the Greeks, who face a horrible economy, work more hours than any other Europeans. Vanishing vacations make our relationships with families and friends suffer. Our health is deteriorating. Depression and higher risk of death are among the outcomes of our no-vacation nation. Some forward-thinking people have tried to reverse this trend, like progressive economist Robert Reich, who has argued in favor of mandatory 3 weeks off for all American workers. Congressman Alan Grayson proposed the Paid Vacation Act of 29, but alas, it didn't even make it to the floor of the Congress. Weird, because a bunch of big corporations own Congress, and they can't have that. But it's still the thing I keep talking about. The 1% are the billionaires that own everything and control everybody. They're so short-sighted. There's going to be a rebellion. If all you want is productivity, then give your workers good. Have you ever been into a business where the workers are assholes? It's probably because they're getting shitty wages and shitty benefits. And then you ever go into like a place like a Trader Joe's and they're so helpful? I know people that work at Trader Joe's. They get good wages, good benefits. When you go into a place and the employees are helpful, it's because they're getting paid well. And they get good benefits and good time off and good vacation. Don't you want employees to be happy? And you just want everyone coming in, hey, punch a time clock and just barely get their job done? If all you care about is productivity and profits, then you should take care of your employees, because that will actually give you more of those in the long run. But this corporate state just has to get to the next quarterly report. It's ridiculous. This is another example of how capitalism is just flat out failing. Thanks for watching the show. I've got tour dates coming up. Go to GrahamElwood.com, May 9th in Tempe, Arizona, at the Tempe Improv with Ron Placone, the Progressive Comedy Tour. May 10th in Lake Havasu, May 11th in Vegas, May 12th in San Diego. Get your tickets, guys. Come out and support the shows. The more tickets that are bought, the more people that show up, the more we'll do more of these. And then June 20th, coming to Nashville, Zanies. We're going to be adding more shows to that tour, and also doing Political Vigilante live August 9th in Seattle. Again, GrahamElwood.com is in the show notes below. Get all the links to the tour dates, and we will see you there.